You are tuned into bBold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality.
Thanks for tuning in to bBold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 69.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. I use Shopify for my bBold Cosmetics website. It's ran through Shopify. Why? One, because it's super easy to use. They have excellent customer service. I highly recommend them for your first site. They have a free and easy template, many templates, might I add, to set up your website. Also, you manage your customers anywhere with their super cool phone app. Join Shopify today. Start your 14-day free trial at www.shopify.com/DymeataB.
Before we get into our topic today, I want to thank all of my listeners for tuning in every Monday in the morning and tuning into this podcast, because I hope that this podcast is being an inspiration to you. I hope that we are empowering you on a daily basis. My goal when I started this podcast was to educate, empower, and inspire you to live a dream-fulfilled life. And I get many testimonials via inbox and emails, and knowing that this podcast has been a blessing to many. Some people just go down the archives and they listen to them over and over again. And I believe that faith comes by hearing. So if it takes you listening to an episode 5 times for you to get started on a dream or get started making changes and adjustments in your life, then that's a good thing. And I want to thank all of my listeners, my faithful listeners, and those new listeners who are tuning into bBold Radio. Now, I don't want you to harbor all of this information for yourself. I'm encouraging you to share bBold Radio on your Facebook page, Instagram. Share it with a friend. Text the link to a friend for them to tune in, because I want to empower as many people as I can to live a life dream fulfilled. And that's what bBold Radio is about, breaking barriers off of lives daily. We are breaking some bad habits, breaking some bad mindsets, some unhealthy mindsets. We are going to unlearn some things together and relearn some great things together. So help me spread the word by sharing bBold Radio on your Facebook page, on your Instagram, and of course via text message. We text people all of these memes and different jokes, but sometimes we need to text them empowering messages and impactful messages that can revolutionize and change their lives. Now, as we get into our topic today, I was cleaning up a few days ago, and I thought about, as I'm cleaning up my home, I'm just thanking God for the little things. I walk into the family room, and of course I'm picking up after my kids from time to time, and I really had a heart of gratitude. And I always tell my children, before school started, we cleaned their closet out. We gave away clothes, we gave away shoes, some of it we donated to the Salvation Army. And I told them the things that you can fit, maybe you don't like it anymore, but take care of it. If you want to keep it, you can add to it. I always tell my girls, take the old with the new and make it you. And I learned that because everything that's in your life, you don't have to just throw it away. It's time to appreciate some things in your life. And sometimes we don't take the time out to just simply appreciate what we already have. And the name of this topic is, can God trust you with more? And I thought about, when I was helping them clean their closet, and I told my children, I said, you want new jeans, you want new gym shoes, you want new this, new that, and you got to take care of what you already have. And that applies to us in our daily life as well. You got to clean your home, you got to clean your car. I remember, when I first got my first dream car, before I got it, I really, really stood in faith for it. I stood in faith for this truck, and I would take care of the cars that I had. And I remember cleaning those cars. Me and my husband would go to, the car wash, and we would clean the cars and detail. I would go with them because I just enjoyed it. it was therapeutic for me. And, he was doing most of the work, but I would go with them. And I just had a moment of gratitude as I was cleaning my car. And I remember I would always say, God, I thank you. It was a Range Rover. My first dream car was to have a Range Rover. Cash. I didn't want a car note or anything like that. And the mission was accomplished. God was able to bless us in more than one way in being an entrepreneur, and we were able to pay for our trucks cash. But before we even had those trucks, we would take care of the cars and the trucks that we had. And I remember saying, God, I thank you for my Range Rover. God, I thank you for my Range Rover. And I remember God spoke to me and he said, take care of this and I'll bless you with more. And I remember I just took pride in my cars. I took pride, the carpet. It wasn't French fries all over the floor and, Cheeto bags and different things like that. I took care of what I had and God increased me. And that's what I want to encourage you today about. I want you to begin to look around your house, look at your job, look at your children, your spouse, and begin to thank God for them and appreciate them more. And you want God to do more in your life and do more in your business. Well, you have to begin to appreciate, not only appreciate it, but to take care of it. When you really value something like your diamond ring, like my ring, my wedding ring, I don't wear it to the gym. I don't wear it everywhere we go. When I'm cleaning up, I don't wear my ring. Why? Because it's valuable to me. It's something that I treat and I take very personal, and it's something that I don't want to, get messed up, and I don't want to lose it. And I'm very delicate with my wedding ring. Well, that's how we have to be with everything in our lives. You have to be delicate with your home, be delicate with your spouse, be delicate with your vehicles. You want more, you want God to increase you more, then you've got to be delicate and diligent with what you have. And of course, this applies to your finances. I apply this to my finances. I apply this to my healthy eating, and we don't get it right all the time, but it's about maintaining meaning creating balance in your life. And, it really applies to that. And I believe that if you want God to bless you with long life, then you have to take care of the life that you have. You've got to start now. And if God can trust you with more life, if you want God to trust you with more life, then begin to make those small adjustments in your life as far as your eating and your habits and different things in your life. And so I really believe that when I was cleaning the house, I believe that was a true word for you today. Begin to trust God with what you have. And and not trust God with what you have, but take care of what God has blessed you with. Hey guys, I'm so excited to announce to you that my organization, bBold in the City, we have now launched our monthly empowerment calls. These calls will be hosted every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can get the dial-in number as well as the access code when you log on to www.bboldinthecity.com. Or you can follow us on Instagram at bBold in the City. bBold in the City is a global empowerment organization for men and women who are ready to break the norm by discovering and maximizing their true potential. Our goal is to educate, empower, and inspire you to live a dream-fulfilled life by leaving you feeling bold and fearless. bBold in the City, we're in the business of breaking barriers over lives daily. You don't want to miss these monthly empowerment calls that will be going on every first Monday of the month at 7 p.m. Share the word. Share it with a friend or a family member who needs to be empowered and impacted by truths and by tools that will help catapult you to the next level. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams. Begin to trust God with what you have. And and not trust God with what you have, but take care of what God has blessed you with. We want God to increase our finances, but we don't pay our bills on time. Or we want God to elevate us and we want God to increase us and give us more customers, but we're not taking care of the customers that we have. We're not working in excellence with our customers and with our products, with what we have. You really need to take that into consideration. You want God to increase your following and your name and your brand, but you don't wake up early and you don't plan for to make different changes in your business. You don't plan. You're not networking. You're not rubbing shoulders. You're not valuing the time that you have to increase and to make your business better. There's something wrong with that. And so we can't expect God to do more in our lives when we're not working with what we have. And that's one thing I cherish and I appreciate about our ancestors. Like my grandmother and maybe your grandmother, they didn't have much. Our great grandmothers and great grandfathers, like they didn't have much, but they used what they had. And it was effective. My grandmother had 10 children and they lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. And I can't even believe that my mom, like when we grew up in the home as well, like, when my parents went to work, we would go to my grandmother's house. Well, now growing up and I think about it and I can visualize that house, I can't even believe that 10 children lived in that house. It was a 2-bedroom house, a dining room, a living room, a kitchen, and the basement. And I'm still like, how in the world did 10, they had 6 girls and 4 boys. And my grandmother, she was a single mother. And she worked and she provided for the 10 children. And she worked with what she had. And many of us, we have, we live in a 2-income home. We, have 2 vehicles. We have a home. And we still are borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. We're still lacking, or we still don't have enough because we don't know how to value and be diligent in what we already have, and we become wasteful. We become wasteful. And how do we become wasteful? Because we don't stop to appreciate what we have. And how do you do that? How do you appreciate what you have? You appreciate what you have by taking care and putting a value on what you have. Sometimes, not sometimes, it is wise to sit down and look at your finances. Your finances, basically, they don't say we're going here, we're going there, we're going to go to McDonald's. You are the captain of that ship. You are the manager of your money. And basically, you're responsible. You are responsible. And, you can put as many vision boards together as you want. You can decree as much as you want. But if you are not being a good steward over what you have, God has He's watching, and he has the option to say they're not ready. It's just like the man with the 5 talents. When he distributed those 5 talents in the Bible, there's a parable about it. But when he distributed those 5 talents, one went and doubled it. He doubled his talents. One went and, saved it. One went and just didn't use it. He buried it. I didn't think I was going to need it, and what are you doing with what God has blessed you with? What are you doing with it? Are you employing people? Are you helping people? Are you empowering people? Your home, having gatherings where you can share with people, that you can entertain and at least just have your home as a home of entertainment. And I'm not saying partying all the time, but if you have a lavish home, a beautiful home, entertain, invite people over. You never know what that does to a person, so I'm just saying, be a good steward over what you have. Get out there and clean your yard, get the flowers together and get the trash out the grass, and clean your car. Just pull over at a gas station and start getting all the garbage out of your car. Think about those small things. You want God to bless us with more, well, take care of what you already have, because he's blessed you already abundantly. But he wants you to manage what you have. Become a good manager over what you have. So ask yourself today, can I be trusted with more? Can I be trusted? And my husband and I, we want God. We set a number on what we wanted to reach, a goal this year. And we had a very, very heart-to-heart talk about some things we needed to pull away from, and sacrifice some, activities. Okay, well, maybe we don't need to go there all the time, or, different things. How could we move and be diligent with our money? How could we, be more sufficient with our money? We had to really look at our money at the beginning of the year and make some changes, make some very, very hard changes, and it's working for the good. And I have to say, when he trusts you with more, and he sees that you're working with what you have, and you're diligent, and you're a great steward over what you have, God will increase you with more. And I am a living testimony of that. And so I want to encourage you this week. Don't take life for granted. Don't take your children, your spouse, your home, your cars. Don't take that stuff for granted. Don't take your business for granted. Begin to evaluate and begin to make the adjustments in your life this week. Take small steps, because God can increase you. God will increase you, but he won't increase you if you won't be a good steward and manager over what you already have. I hope this podcast has been an inspiration to you. Join me next week, the same time, every Monday. I took a break the last 2 weeks because my daughters, they started school, and I wanted to be, just focus on that, focus on getting them off to school on a good start. And, thank you guys for, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, you know it, be bold, believe, be original, and live your dreams. See you next week.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope this podcast has been an inspiration to you. Hey, I want to stay connected. Text me bBold to 22828. That's bBold to 22828. And let me send you my free guide on how you can experience confidence in every area of your life. Until next time, believe, be original, and live your dreams.